Engineers forgot that sometimes less is more. Today, we're examining 5 sports cars that were so advanced they became completely unusable. The 1990 Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4 represents what happens when engineers decide every single piece of available technology should go into one car. This wasn't just ambitious, it was automotive madness, disguised as innovation. Under the hood sat a twin-turbocharged 3.0-liter dual overhead cam V6, producing 300 horsepower and 306 pound-feet of torque. But that engine was just the beginning of this technological circus. Mitsubishi equipped the VR4 with 4-wheel steering, active aerodynamics, electronic controlled suspension, active exhaust, and all-wheel drive. Each system was revolutionary on its own. Together, they created a maintenance nightmare that would make even seasoned mechanics weep. The 4-wheel steering system used hydraulic actuators to turn the rear wheels up to 1.5 degrees. In theory, this improved handling at low speeds and stability at high speeds. In practice, hydraulic leaks became inevitable, leaving owners with steering systems that felt like they were connected by rubber bands. Active aerodynamics meant the front air dam and rear spoiler automatically adjusted based on speed. The rear spoiler deployed at 50 miles per hour and retracted at 40 miles per hour. When it worked, drivers felt like they were piloting a fighter jet. When the motors failed, which they frequently did, owners were stuck with permanently deployed spoilers or expensive repair bills. The electronic-controlled suspension continuously adjusted damping based on driving conditions and driver inputs. This system promised the comfort of a luxury sedan with the handling of a race car. Unfortunately, the complex hydraulic and electronic components proved less reliable than Mitsubishi's marketing department had promised. Weight became the VR4's greatest enemy. All this technology pushed the car to 3,880 pounds, nearly 4,000 pounds of what should have been a nimble sports car. Performance suffered accordingly. Despite its impressive power output, the VR4 needed 4.8 to 5.1 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour. The top speed of 159 miles per hour was respectable, but the car felt heavy and sluggish compared to lighter competitors. Market reception told the real story. In its final 4 years of production, Mitsubishi sold only 1,400 VR4 models. Buyers were initially attracted to the technology showcase, but reliability issues and astronomical maintenance costs quickly soured the ownership experience. Mitsubishi systematically eliminated features as production continued. The active exhaust disappeared after 1994. Electronic-controlled suspension was dropped after 1995. Active aerodynamics lasted until 1996 before being quietly removed. By the end of production, the VR4 had been stripped of most features that originally justified its premium price. The 3000 GT VR4 proved that cramming every available technology into one vehicle doesn't create the ultimate sports car. Instead, it creates an overcomplicated machine where each additional system multiplies potential failure points. The car became a rolling demonstration of why automotive engineers need restraint as much as they need innovation. The 1973 Lancia Stratos HF represents one of the most audacious engineering projects in automotive history. This wasn't just a sports car designed for rally competition. It was the first car ever designed from scratch, specifically for rally racing. The result was brilliant, terrifying, and completely impractical for anyone who wasn't a professional driver. Lancia started with Ferrari's Dino 2.4-liter V6 engine, producing 190 PS or 188 brake horsepower and 166 pound-feet of torque. This engine was mounted behind the driver in a car weighing just 1,030 kilograms or 2,270 pounds. The weight distribution was deliberately skewed at 37% front and 63% rear, creating handling characteristics that could best be described as actively hostile. Performance was impressive by 1970 standards. The Stratos reached 100 kilometers per hour in 6.8 seconds and achieved a top speed of 232 kilometers per hour, or 144 miles per hour. But these numbers told only part of the story. The real revelation was how the car achieved this performance and why it proved so difficult to live with. The Stratos featured a crescent-shaped windshield that wrapped around the driver's position. Pop-up headlights provided necessary lighting while maintaining aerodynamic efficiency. The interior was specifically built around Sandro Munari, who stood 5 feet 8 inches tall. This meant taller drivers found themselves cramped in a cockpit designed for one specific person's dimensions. Early production revealed serious engineering flaws. The rear wheel hub carriers deformed under stress, creating dangerous handling situations during high-speed cornering. Overheating issues plagued the Ferrari engine, which was never designed for the intense demands of rally competition. Lancia addressed these problems by replacing original steel suspension components with complex duralumin parts, further increasing both cost and maintenance complexity. Only 492 examples were built, falling short of the 500 required for Group 4 homologation. This production shortfall nearly prevented the Stratos from competing in the World Rally Championship. Each car required extensive hand assembly, with panels fitted individually and suspension components precisely aligned by skilled technicians. Despite these challenges, the Stratos achieved its primary objective. The car won 3 consecutive World Rally Championships from 1974 to 1976, establishing Lancia as the dominant force in international rally competition. Professional drivers praised its precision and responsiveness, even while acknowledging its demanding nature. However, this rally success came at enormous cost. The Stratos was essentially unusable as a road car for average drivers. Its extreme design priorities made it uncomfortable, impractical, and genuinely dangerous in the hands of anyone lacking professional racing experience. The car represented engineering perfection for a very specific application, but complete failure as a versatile sports car. The 1954 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing stands as one of automotive history's most innovative designs, and simultaneously one of its most problematic executions. This car pioneered technologies that wouldn't become common for decades, but it also demonstrated how cutting-edge engineering can create unexpected complications. Mercedes built the 300 SL around a revolutionary tubular space-frame chassis, weighing just 82 kilograms, or 181 pounds. This sophisticated structure provided exceptional rigidity while minimizing weight, but it also created an insurmountable problem. The frame's high door sills made conventional doors impossible, forcing Mercedes to develop the iconic Gullwing door system. What appeared to be a stylistic choice was actually an engineering necessity born from over-ambitious chassis design. The 3.0-liter single overhead cam straight-six engine produced 215 horsepower and 203 pound-feet of torque. Impressive figures for the 1950s. More significant was the world's first production direct fuel injection system. This mechanical marvel, adapted from aircraft engines, functioned as a primitive computer with tolerances measured in thousandths of an inch. When properly calibrated, it provided unprecedented performance. When it inevitably fell out of adjustment, it transformed the 300 SL into an expensive paperweight. Performance was remarkable for its era. The 300 SL reached 60 miles per hour in 7.7 seconds and achieved a top speed of 162 miles per hour, making it the fastest production car available. The standard steel body weighed 2,700 pounds, though Mercedes also built 29 aluminum-bodied examples, weighing 2,500 pounds for customers prioritizing ultimate performance. The fuel injection system represented both the car's greatest achievement and its most significant weakness. This mechanical computer required constant attention from specialists who understood its intricate operation. Even minor adjustments demanded specialized tools and extensive knowledge. Most mechanics of the era were completely unprepared for such complexity, leaving owners dependent on factory-trained technicians. The 300 SL's swing-axle rear suspension provided adequate performance for smooth roads, but became dangerously unpredictable in challenging conditions. The rear wheels could tuck under during aggressive cornering, causing sudden oversteer that could catch even experienced drivers off guard. This handling characteristic earned the 300 SL a reputation as a car that demanded respect and punished mistakes. Maintenance requirements bordered on the obsessive. The fuel injection system degraded rapidly without regular use, meaning owners needed to drive their 300 SLs frequently or face expensive recommissioning procedures. Extended storage could result in thousands of dollars in restoration costs, making the car unsuitable for occasional use. Only 1,400 Gullwing coupes were produced between 1954 and 1957. The original price of $7,000 equaled the cost of a Cadillac limousine, positioning the 300 SL as transportation for the wealthy elite. Even these affluent buyers often found ownership more challenging than expected. The 300 SL Gullwing proved that technological advancement doesn't always improve the ownership experience. While the car showcased Mercedes-Benz engineering capabilities, it also demonstrated how innovation without consideration for practical use can create problems that persist for decades. The 1970 Citroen SM represents French automotive engineering at its most ambitious and most infuriating. This grand touring car combined Citroen's revolutionary suspension technology with Maserati's sophisticated engine, creating a vehicle that was simultaneously ahead of its time and completely impractical for real-world use. Citroen commissioned Maserati to develop a 2.7-liter V6 engine specifically for the SM. This power plant produced between 170 and 178 brake horsepower, depending on whether it used carburetors or fuel injection. While these figures seem modest today, the engine's complexity was extraordinary. 3 separate timing chains required manual adjustment every 10,000 miles, a maintenance schedule that would challenge even dedicated enthusiasts. The SM's party trick was its Diravi steering system, the world's first variable assist power steering. This revolutionary technology provided heavy assistance at low speeds and gradually reduced assistance as speed increased. The system required only 2.0 turns from lock to lock, making parking effortless while maintaining stability at highway speeds. When functioning properly, Diravi felt like automotive magic. When it failed, drivers were left with steering that ranged from impossibly heavy to completely disconnected. Hydropneumatic suspension provided self-leveling capability and infinitely adjustable ride height. The system could raise the car for rough terrain or lower it for improved aerodynamics at speed. This technology wouldn't appear in mainstream vehicles for another 3 decades, making the SM genuinely revolutionary. Unfortunately, the complex hydraulic components proved far less reliable than Citroen's marketing materials suggested. Weighing 1,500 kilograms, the SM achieved 60 miles per hour in 8.3 seconds and reached a top speed of 142 miles per hour. These performance figures were respectable for a luxury grand tourer, but they came at enormous cost in complexity and reliability. The Maserati engine proved particularly troublesome. Timing chain adjustments required specialized knowledge and specific tools. Failure to maintain proper chain tension resulted in catastrophic engine damage. Sodium-filled valves, borrowed from racing applications, provided excellent heat dissipation but proved prone to failure in street driving conditions. Hydraulic system failures became legendary among SM owners. The complex network of high-pressure lines, accumulators, and control valves required expertise from technicians familiar with both French hydraulic systems and Italian engine management. Most repair shops lack the knowledge and equipment necessary for proper maintenance. Industry experts praise the SM's advanced technology and refined road manners, recognizing its innovation as groundbreaking for the era. However, this critical acclaim couldn't overcome fundamental reliability issues that plagued the car throughout its production run. Only 12,920 SMS were produced between 1970 and 1975. Production ended when financial difficulties forced Citroen to prioritize more practical vehicles. The final 114 to 119 examples were completed by Ligier, adding another layer of complexity to an already convoluted production story. The SM demonstrated that revolutionary technology means nothing without reliable execution. While the car showcased engineering capabilities that wouldn't become mainstream for decades, it also proved that innovation must be balanced with practicality to create successful vehicles. The 1971 Maserati Bora represented Italian exotic car engineering at its most sophisticated and most problematic. This mid-engine supercar combined stunning Giugiaro styling with Giulio Alfieri's mechanical expertise, creating a vehicle that was simultaneously breathtaking and bewildering in its complexity. The Bora's aluminum 4.7-liter V8 engine produced 310 horsepower and 339 pound-feet of torque, delivering performance that competed directly with Ferrari and Lamborghini. The car reached 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds and achieved a top speed of 168 miles per hour. At 3,417 pounds, the Bora was heavier than pure racing machines, but still provided exceptional performance for a road-going exotic. Aerodynamic efficiency was remarkable for the early 1970s. The Bora achieved a drag coefficient of 0.30, a figure that wouldn't be matched by many vehicles until the 1990s. This efficiency contributed significantly to the car's high-speed stability and fuel economy, important considerations during the emerging oil crisis. The Bora's defining characteristic was its Citroen-derived hydraulic system, which controlled brakes, steering, headlights, and, most remarkably, an adjustable pedal cluster. This represented the first application of adjustable pedals in any production car, allowing drivers to optimize ergonomics regardless of their physical dimensions. The hydraulic system operated at extremely high pressure, providing effortless operation of all connected components. However, this hydraulic sophistication created maintenance nightmares that persisted throughout the car's production run. The system required expertise from technicians familiar with both French hydraulic technology and Italian automotive engineering, a combination rarely found outside major metropolitan areas. Component failures often left owners stranded with non-functional brakes, steering, or lighting systems. Only 564 Boras were produced between 1971 and 1978. Of these, 289 received the original 4.7-liter engine, while 275 were equipped with a larger 4.9-liter variant. This limited production ensured exclusivity but also guaranteed parts availability, nightmares for future owners. The original price of £9,831 in 1973 positioned the Bora between the De Tomaso Pantera and Lamborghini Countach. This pricing reflected the car's sophisticated engineering and limited production, but it also restricted sales to extremely wealthy enthusiasts willing to accept significant ownership challenges. Mechanical complexity extended beyond the hydraulic system. The sophisticated V8 engine required precise tuning and regular maintenance by specialists familiar with Maserati's unique engineering approaches. Finding qualified technicians became increasingly difficult as Maserati's financial situation deteriorated throughout the 1970s. The Bora's hydraulic system failures became legendary among exotic car owners. High-pressure line ruptures could occur without warning, instantly disabling multiple vehicle systems. Accumulator failures left owners with brake systems that functioned only while the engine was running at specific revolutions per minute. Steering assistance could disappear mid-corner, creating dangerous situations for unprepared drivers. Parts availability represented another significant challenge. Maserati's limited production volumes and financial difficulties meant replacement components were often unavailable or prohibitively expensive. Owners frequently waited months for basic maintenance items, effectively turning their exotic cars into expensive garage sculptures. The Bora proved that engineering sophistication doesn't guarantee ownership satisfaction. While the car delivered exceptional performance and innovative features, its complex systems created reliability issues that persisted long after production ended. The vehicle became a cautionary tale about the dangers of over-engineering in low-volume exotic cars.